In this unit, we discuss Judith Butler's theory of gender performativity. Performativity is the language which affects change in the world and functions as a form of social action. In this unit, we learned that her theory explains how gender is a learned performance and a performance of culture and not necessarily a reflection of our biological sex. But instead, we learn how to become our gender. It is not simply given to us, nor do we have to act in the way in which we are biologically given it. In my example, I am going to be explaining the identity aspect of gender within performativity and how it is actually a complex matrix of normative boundaries rather than the quote-unquote norm that we see in society every day, especially within young boys and girls. I volunteer in a children's daycare from time to time through my church and notice that trends that seem most appealing to boys and the ones that seem most appealing to girls, whether it's playing with trucks versus dolls, kicking a soccer ball or playing house, or most popularly, the colors that are supposed to adhere to each sex. This is a norm that needs to, and quite frankly, already should have ended a long time ago. TV shows, commercials, movies, magazines, and more public media examples continue to use the blue versus pink colors to decipher between the sexes. This is not the kind of representation that children today should be forced to grow up with in such a changed and diverse world that we live in today. So if you notice these pictures, you see the differences in the onesies that the babies are wearing. The boy is obviously wearing blue, the girl is wearing pink. The two different Lilo and Stitch costumes, again, girl is in pink, boy is in blue. And then finally, the school backpacks. The blue for Spider-Man, and then the pink Hello Kitty. The precise connection between the theory and the example that I used are that these kinds of sexist examples, even so simple with colors like blue or pink, are in no way shaping children to learn how to become their gender. They should not be forced like a certain toy, activity, or any color for that matter just because it is the social norm for that specific gender. Instead of gender being a reflection of biological sex, children should be allowed to figure it out by themselves and at their own leisure. I think this example makes it easier to understand Butler's theory of gender performativity because it strays away from the idea of always following social norms and instead allowing children to perform that sense of who they really are without male or female sexes interfering with that.